Hi beautiful, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm actually going to try all the Wet n Wild products that I hauled from my last video from Farmers. Now if you don't know, for all my New Zealand ladies out there, Farmers is now stocking Wet n Wild products, which is so exciting. And without further ado, let's hop right into the tutorial. So this is going to be more of like a try on first impression makeup. The first product that I'm going to put on, so I've already primed my face, but I did not hold this, but this is one of the Wet n Wild products that I already have, which is the Wet n Wild Photofocus foundation, and I got mine from lafemme.beauty.co.nz, and I also did a review dedicated to this foundation. I did not find any good foundation in the Wet n Wild stand, so I figured I'll just use this since I already have this laying around. So the shade that I'm using is Desert Beige. I also bought another shade which is called Golden Beige, but I feel like Desert Beige matches my skin tone at the moment. First product that I'm going to try is this Coverall concealer in the shade Medium. I haven't actually swatched this. Ooh, it's very thick. Doesn't smell anything. It says medium, but it's definitely very light, and it has that kind of salmon-y. Actually, I lied. It has a neutral undertone. I thought it would be like salmon beige undertone, and this is very thick, and I find that you have to constantly dip your applicator into the tube because it doesn't really pick up that much product. I guess I'm going to sort of highlight with it as well, even though I have a contour and highlight stick. It's blending now. Oh god, it doesn't want to move. I think you have to really move fast with this concealer because it's so hard to blend. I have to literally like dab my face to blend it, and it didn't even cover anything. For the most part, it went real heavy on my under eye, and it's very cakey. I don't like that concealer. Though Wet n Wild has got the Photofocus concealer, I guess that would be a little bit better than this one, but my fine lines is already peaking, and I just touched it and it disappeared. Like you could see the indentation that I did there. Like, oh well. Luckily for me, I bought the contour and highlighting stick, and this one is fairly cheap, so, and it comes with a lot of product. So I will try the contour first. The color is lighter than my skin tone, and it's a bit red, which I'm not a fan of. I'm not sure if this is going to show up on my skin, but because they only have one shade and it's light medium, so I'm actually quite scared. It blends beautifully, but if you have the same skin tone as I do, I don't think this will show up on your skin, and the fact that the tone is a little bit on the red side. If you probably are fair, then this will be a great highlight for you, I mean contour for you. But since I'm more of a medium dark skin tone, this is not showing up on my skin at all. Like, it just disappears. You can kind of see it in my nose, but on my face, where you at? So I don't know, I think that's a pass for the contour, mainly because of the shade, but when I swatched it, it looked alright. So I have the highlight in here, which is a little bit white, so I'm going to highlight this part. It's creamy, but it has the hard pull whenever you apply it onto your face. But we'll see how this goes. I mean, it did a good job at highlighting my face. It definitely blended better than the concealer, but kind of made me look ashy. But it works. So this would be very beneficial for people with lighter skin tone. So to set my under eye, I'm going to use this yellow shade right here from the contour and contour palette, which is in the shade Caramel Toffee. And I've heard a lot of good things about this, so ooh, it has quite a lot of kickback, but kickback is good because that means it's very pigmented. But I like this powder. The undertone is yellow, which I like because I'm more of a golden yellow undertone. And it lifted my under eye, brightened them, and the powder is very pigmented and nice. And for the price, cannot beat that. So to set my face, I'm going to use this Coverall pressed powder, and this is in the shade medium. And this is what it looks like. It doesn't have a mirror. It has the most yellow undertone out of the shades, and I believe this is the darkest that they have. So I will just do a light dusting around my face. It doesn't add any coverage to my face, which is good, and it kind of mattified my face in a way. It says it reduces the appearance of wrinkles and rejuvenates skin. All day wear and radiant weightless finish. Well, I don't really see the radiance, but I definitely could tell that my pores are somewhat blurred, and it's very weightless and it doesn't add any coverage, which I like, so that's a plus for me. So now I'm gonna go back with the contouring palette and I'm going to bronze my face slash contour with it. I just tap once and there's a lot of fallout. That's so pigmented. That's actually quite nice, and I like the warmth that it gave my skin. Onto the blush. Now, Wet n Wild is known for their blush, and I think the one that people used to rave is Heather Silk, but this one is in the shade Mellow Wine, and I really like the shade because it's on that watermelon peachy shade, and this one has a ton of kickback, and apparently this is pigmented as well, so I have to be really careful. For highlighter today, I am going to use my favorite Wet n Wild highlighter, which I featured in my current favorites, and this is in the shade I'll Have a Cosmo. I really wanted to try the Precious Petals highlight thingy in a square pen, but it's sold out, so I'm just gonna use this highlighter here. It adds a nice sheen, as you can tell, and it's very, very pigmented. Onto the brows. Now I got this Ultimate Brow Kit, and they only have one shade, and this is in ash brown. But one little cool thing about this is the mirror is on the side and it slides like that. So you get a wax and two powders, and I love that it's cool tone. You also get tweezers and the applicator, which I'm not going to use. So I'll just use my dual-ended brush from Sedona Lace. I might use the wax first to tame my brows. Now I'm not sure if it's going to replace my Beige Cosmetics because I really love the eyebrow kit. Now I'm gonna use the mirror, which is a very exciting part. So I'm going to dip in with this shade right here and then mix in a little bit of the darker shade because I don't really want it to be too dark. For the exciting part, the palette, and this is the Comfort Zone palette. So I'm really intrigued on using the shade right here, which is kind of like a hollow. I guess I'm going to start off with the contour palette. So I will just quickly use the light shade to set my eyes with this flat shader brush. And then I'm going to use this same contour just for transition because that palette doesn't have any matte transition shade. So I'm just gonna quickly apply that on my lid with a fluffy brush. Now that the transition shade is on, I'm actually going to use this shade right here to kind of deepen up my crease. It's a little bit shimmery, so I'm not sure how that's going to work, but we'll just try anyway. It has a sheen to it. I'm probably just gonna use it as a wash of color. To define the outer edges of my eyes, I'm going to use this definer right here, and I'm actually going to use applicator that it came with. So I'm going to use this brush edge just on that definer, this one right here, to darken my outer V. Ooh, the shade is actually quite nice. And it's blending out very nicely. I think I did one a little bit too dark. With a fluffy brush, I'm gonna go back with the contouring palette again with that transition shade and just blend everything. Cool, and then I'm gonna drag that down on my lower lash line. Probably going to smoke out the lash line as well because that concealer is making my under eye look like it's 100 years old. Now for the fun part, I am going to apply this shade right here with my finger. Oh my god, look at that pigment. And apply it straight into my lid. Oh, this is so pretty. Do you guys see that? We'll try with a brush. What's this? And then on the lower lash line, going to apply this green shade right here, that one there. See what it looks like. Oh my god, that's so pretty. And to highlight, I am going to use this kind of like a champagne gold, which is said to be for brow bone. So I'm going to highlight using that. Stunning. It's so pretty and very pigmented. I'm obsessed with this eye look. Now I didn't buy any eyeliner or mascara from Wet n Wild because looking at the mascaras they have, I didn't really like the one, and then the eyeliner is not so pigmented, so I kind of skipped that part. But I will come back and finish this makeup look. I just finished applying my mascara offline. The only lip color that I got is this lip liner here, and this one is in the shade Willow. And as I said in my haul, I'm so amazed on how much product you get from this $3 lip liner. Now, I'm hands down a fan of the Essence lip liner because that is so pigmented and very creamy, and it costs roughly around $3 as well, but in this Wet n Wild you get more product for $3. And I just got this shade right here, which is sort of like a terracotta around. So I'm just going to apply that all over my lips since I didn't buy any lipstick because I have a shit ton of lipstick in my drawer and I don't need to be adding some more. So I figured lip liner is the way to go because I can just easily line my lips and then apply lip balm and I'm good to go. So it's actually pretty nice. It glides on my lips very smooth. It's very pigmented. It matches my whole look. Now, one thing I will say though, that the color of the pencil is not the true color that you're gonna get, because looking at this pencil, it may seem to look a bit dark, but it's actually quite light on the nib. So it's that one right there, so just be aware of that. But other than that, it's a great lip liner, and for $3 I'm sold. This is my final look. I'm so obsessed with this eyeshadow palette. Now the shades are all shimmery and metallic-y, but I mean, if you have your standard transition shade and you can also use your bronzer or contour, this is such a good eyeshadow palette. This is by far my favorite out of all of these products that I've tried. Well, except for these two that I've already owned, so these are favorite too. This blends like a dream. It's very, very pigmented. The price you pay, oh my goodness, I'm obsessed. This is actually really good, but I didn't like the way it looked on top of this contour stick, so I might give this contour stick a pass, to be honest, and the concealer. But this one, I might actually try this on another get ready with me using my usual routine without having to cream contour. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and don't forget to check out Farmers to get your Wet n Wild products. I bought everything with my own money. I'm not getting paid to talk about Wet n Wild or when it's out. I'm just letting my girls know to help you out, to let you know that affordable products and brands are now stocked at Farmers, which is a great thing. Buying online is great, but it sucks sometimes because you always have to like buy 3 shades of everything to be able to match it to your skin. But whereas going to a store and swatching it, you'll be able to find out which one is great for you, the quality, how big it is, and all that jazz. So yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video and it helped you to pick your Wet n Wild products, and I will catch you on my next video. Bye!